finally.
Okay, here we go. uh,
Ah,
Technology,
what a
huh?
big job. Yeah, 7 minutes late.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, everyone.
It's okay. You made it. You made it.
Yeah,
How's it going?
doing good. Everything is fine. Your side?
Yeah, everything is good here. Everything is good here. How's everything in Austria?
Yeah, we're doing great. Just on lockdown, and
Really? So
we
you can't really
hoping
go anywhere?
um you can go out, but it's not like before. And all education and everything is now online. Work jobs are closed, and everything is just like now indoors. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
is what it
Gotcha.
is.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
where in Ghana are you from, brother?
Ghana from Kumasi.
Oh, from Kumasi. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
You're an Ashanti man.
Um, Originally from the north, but my parents grew like my mom was born and raised in Kumasi, and then she gave birth to us there. So it's like that's where we grew up. That's where we know. So yeah,
Okay.
by
Okay.
birth, by birth, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us, you're growing up in.
All right. Before I
First
say
of
a bit
all,
about
first of
myself,
all,
I want
introduce
to.
yourself by your name, your full name, and we'll go from there.
All right. So that's what I wanted to do. My name is Redwan Yusuf, but most people know me with Baba or Kofi. My Instagram handle is b.k_dinas. Um, and I grew up in a community where it wasn't easy for people like us to make it, but was a bit hard. A family of 12 kids, being the first son, dad got two wives. So it was a little bit, in the beginning was good, everything was fine, successful. But at the age of 14 there, that's when um, financially the father wasn't really capable like that. So things changed, and then we had to find another ways to survive. And yeah, that's how we grew up with so many challenges and problems, but
Okay. So
we did it.
you came up in a large family.
Yeah, come up in a standard family, really big.
Wow. And with you said how many siblings?
Uh, we 12 together.
Wow. Same.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. You said your father had two wives, right?
yeah.
Okay. Wow. So what was that like? I mean, I understand you said it was hard. There probably weren't a lot of resources. But what was that like having to grow up with that many siblings? You know, with a pretty large family.
Let's say in the beginning it was fun when the money was there. We used to enjoy every Sunday, meet up, hang out like that, chilling and stuff.
Hmm.
But get to that 14 at the age of 14, and then things switched a little bit. So obvious, a father with so many kids, and then things just turned to the negative way. He was a little bit, I think, stressed, and then he have to bring his blames on we that we're a little bit older,
Hmm.
so that we can just like leave leave him or stop bothering him with requests and everything. So we have to cater for ourselves. So it wasn't that light. And then, of course, when there is no money home, there is a little bit confusion, fighting here
Hmm.
and there, an argument. Yeah, but
Wow. I
yeah.
can only imagine. I can only imagine. So well, let me first let the audience know. The way I found out about Kofi was there's another content creator from Ghana by the name of Wodemaya. Some of you might have heard of him, some of you might not. But this gentleman has been creating content on YouTube since probably for the last 4 to 6 years, 5 years. He was a aeronautical engineering student in China. So he was living in China, going to school, and he found out that
Oh,
the Chinese students. Yeah, go
by
ahead.
the way, he's a graduate. He's a graduate now. He
Right,
graduated,
right.
have his master's and everything. Yeah.
Right. He graduated. He graduated engineering school. He started working, and from
Mhm.
his experience in China, he noticed that a lot of the students, his fellow students, had misconceptions about Africa. So he started making this content. He started making videos in Africa, and he developed a platform of bringing Africa to the world. So through all his videos, he's done hundreds of videos at this point. He has close to 690,000 subscribers. And I believe earlier this week he did a live, a YouTube live, just like we're doing right now. And that's how I came across his brother here, Kofi. And his story is just amazing. So you guys, please stick around. If you're watching a replay, make sure that you like this video, share this video, and if you appreciate this content, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Kofi actually is another content creator on YouTube, so I shared his link below, so you can check out his content. And if you like his channel, please make sure that you subscribe to his channel as well. So on that last live, Kofi, you had mentioned that at the age of 14, you had to leave home, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what was that like, having to fend for yourself at that age, at that young age?
Let me say it was tough, but one thing with me is that I never gave up, and I
Mm-hmm.
always had it in mind, even at really young age growing up, that I always want to make it on my own and don't want to depend on anybody. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that spirit kept me going. So I didn't really feel that I was missing something until I grew up right now. And then I feel like my childhood was messed up, due
Mm.
to financially incapability and so on. So it's kind of like, yeah,
Right.
that's when I
Right.
get to realize how much I missed in my childhood. Like at those age, people will be with their family trying to learn something, and then
Mm-hmm.
getting better education and everything. So it wasn't that easy. So had to drop out from school, go back, drop out, go back, and at the end, I had to make a final decision to just drop out and just um, find a way to cater for myself because it was a waste of money. I'll
Yeah.
go to work, pay my own school fees, and when it's exams time or something like that, and I don't have the money to pay, I have to go out to the school, go work, and bring the money to pay again. Then there is no time to study. There is no focus. I'm just throwing the money away. So better I just come back to the street and just hustle for my life. And yeah.
Wow. And yeah, that is the plight of so many young people in Africa. In Ghana, where we're from, there's lack of opportunities, and that's one of the main reasons why people like Kofi will have to look outside of Ghana to travel just to get better situations somewhere else. So I've heard these stories just like yours of people who travel through the desert to go to Europe, and you don't know what to believe. You think it's true that things are happening, but when was the first time you heard of something like that? That maybe I should try that. Like, how old were you when you heard of other people traveling through the desert?
Okay. Honestly speaking, yeah, I knew that I would be going to. When I heard of Libya, that's the word I heard, and I was like, okay, we are
Mm-hmm.
traveling to Libya, but I never knew I was going to go by a car. I thought it was a flight.
Mm.
So I got my passport, everything was ready, intact, and then they said, let's go to the market and enter the bus, and I was, that
Oh, so you
was when
thought
I
that you
just,
were you had your passport? You thought that you were gonna fly out of Ghana?
oh yes, I thought I was going to fly, until I
Wow.
realized that the money holding me cannot even buy a ticket. So we
Uh-huh.
have to go by the bus. And it was a bit funny. And the one thing I want to say is that it's not like opportunities are not in Africa. There are so many opportunities, and Africa is like a place that you can really make it big if you have the idea, of
Mhm.
like we want to be entrepreneur, like farmer, make some big company, have business ideas. You can really make it large. But the thing is, the people there don't see that opportunity because we are brought up in a
Mhm.
certain way that we believe that if you don't travel, you are not gonna make it. If you don't complete school or if you don't have a university certificate, you will never make it in life you
Mhm.
know, believing all this, what do you call it, slave masters, how they taught them, and the
Right.
parents keep teaching their kids till today, you know. So it's
Mhm.
like the elderly people are not ready to change and they are not teaching us how to change.
Yeah. So it's
And
the
if the
mentality more than
is the
anything.
mentality, great.
Mhm.
So it's like, and we forget that the world can never survive without farming.
Mhm.
And if you need a space to farm, bro, you know you're not getting it in America. You know you're
Right.
not getting it in Europe. Where is the land? Where is the place to farm? The
Yeah.
fertile land. It's back home.
Right. Right. Yeah. A
If you want
place
to
like
make fishing,
Ghana.
if you want to make shrimps, if you want to make whatever you want to do, they have all the natural resources:
Yeah.
plastic, timber, gold, bauxite, manganese. Name them. Name
Yeah.
one resources that Africa don't have. One, just
Yeah.
one.
You're
They have
right.
everything. We have
You're right.
glass. If you go to Nigeria, they have glass. They have, like, if it's not in this country, it's in the other country. And I can say in West Africa, I can proudly say every country have more than six resources in their country.
Hmm. Yeah, a place like West Africa, that part of the world has more arable land than most places in the world. But it's just that the youth think that farming is not the type of business that will sustain them. They look at it like this is not worthy of me. You know, I need to be working in an office. Is the mentality? Is the
Very good. They
mentality?
think like you have to be in a suit before you can make money.
Mm,
And one thing is that the youth also think like poor people are the ones that farm.
hmm.
So the moment you are a farmer, they think you are poor, you are a poor person. But they forget that even the world richest black man is farming, which
Mm.
is Dangote in Nigeria. He have farm before he even build up his cement company and everything.
He
He
started with
didn't.
farming, right?
We started with farming,
Okay.
farming cattle, farming poultry farming, and what do you call it? Growing crops and all those stuffs before he even became who he is today.
Hmm.
And if you go to Ghana, we have the biggest farmer called Akati Farms.
Hmm.
If you check on internet, you know he's the biggest farmer, and they are winning awards, and like you can't compare. But the
Wow.
people just grew up believing that farming is for poor people. So those who are really intelligent, if you have traveled before and know how the world is and realize how people are depending on food to survive daily, because they get it easy, they think it's like it's common.
Hmm.
But if you travel to the other side of the continent and realize how people are suffering to get food to eat, you realize that no, we have to really, really reproduce a lot and then manufacture things by ourselves.
Right, right,
You know?
definitely, definitely. So let's get back to your journey through the
Yeah.
Sahara. So how much money did you save to take this trip? Around how much? Just a rough estimate,
Mm, hmm.
if you could change it into dollars. It doesn't have to be exact.
We
Just a
can,
rough estimate.
okay. Let me say 400 to $500, maybe.
About
Yeah,
$500. Okay,
about $500. Those
okay,
time, that's
yeah,
that time when I'm 2012, 2012, 2011 there. Ish,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So let's go back to when you got on the bus. So you get in a bus. Where around where in Ghana did you get on the bus?
It was
Was it in Accra?
no, it wasn't in Accra. It was in Kumasi, but I forgot the name of the market because it's been a
Okay,
long time since I
that's
travel. I
fine.
haven't been there.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
So
yeah,
you get on the bus and there are a bunch of other people who are taking the same journey as you.
the thing is, the people who are on the bus are not like literally going to where my location, right? It's like we're
Okay.
all going to one direction, but everybody have places that they are going. Some people are going to Burkina to do their business, to buy onions and come back to Ghana, and some people are going to Niger to sell things and come back again. But we
Okay.
are continuing, like, so we get on the same bus with the other people.
Okay.
And then when we get to Burkina, Niger, but the thing is, traveling in Africa is one kind a little bit weird. Like being African and traveling in Africa is a little bit weird. The way the soldiers and the policemen will strip you of your money and everything is really not fair.
Wow.
Yeah, that truth to be told.
Hmm.
Yeah, but at least that was back then, and I've heard other Maya saying, "Oh, things have gotten better than before." You know,
Hmm.
that means the people are beginning to understand that Africa have to stand and be united as one.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so things are really changing. But when we get to Nyame, they have to take us to another village where we will stay there for a couple of days to prepare ourselves to cross the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there for like, I think, a week or two. And then that's where you begin to make friends. You begin to know other people from different country that you have never seen before. So we were like more than 4 or 5 different countries. We see people from Burkina, Nigeria, and some other people as well from West African country. So we
Mm-hmm.
all have to take the same journey, and it's just like a small pickup, that they have to just like feeling like 30 people, and it's not easy for you guys to fit in that hero sky. It's just not easy.
So you were
So
on a pickup truck, and there were 30 people in the back.
yeah, we all
Wow.
at the back. We all on the back of
What
that
kind of
pickup
pickup
truck.
truck is this? Because most pickup trucks can probably will not even fit 10 people in the bed.
The thing is, you are not sitting in, right?
Mhm.
It's like this is the car. Just imagine the back of the car, right? And
Okay.
then you put all your bags in the car and your
Mm-hmm.
water, your food, and everything. So once those load are in the car, you just have a stick to took one side. Like so, you will sit on the stick like Harry Potter. You see, have you watched Harry Potter?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Very good. So you sit on it like you sit like that and hold your stick, and that
Uh-huh.
stick, the behind of the stick will be in the under the things, under the goose, your bags that you have put in the truck. So
Uh-huh.
your legs and everything is hanging. You are just sitting on the stick.
Oh
So
my.
even if 50 people will enter that,
Wow. And
yeah,
and how long is the ride? I mean, the ride before you even stop somewhere to rest.
you can ride like maybe a day or two, and then you take a rest.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think with us, we rest like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the afternoon, like they will drive, and maybe when the sun is too scorchy, and then they will just park you guys somewhere, and
Uh-huh.
then you will rest. But it depends also because there are some places they will not let you rest because those places the soldiers are patrolling on the desert because they are smuggling, like it's a smuggling thing, you know.
They were
Yeah, it's a
smuggling you guys.
now it's a smuggling thing. So the soldiers are patrolling on the desert. So when they know that okay, these places there are soldiers here, they will
Mhm.
hide and wait, and they know the time the soldiers will leave that place, and then they will continue on the journey.
Wow. You guys,
Yeah.
if you're joining on this live right now, please make sure that you give it a like and share this with somebody else because people need to know about this story. This is happening in Africa to this day. Why? Because the opportunities for young people like over here are not available. I mean, well, they are there, but there's so many reasons why people are not taking advantage of economic opportunities in Africa. I mean, we're not going to go into that right now. I just wanted to invite this young man to tell his story, to open the eyes of people on this side, because there's so many of us Ghanaians who are outside of Ghana. Why? Because we wanted to take advantage of so-called greener pastures. Okay, so go ahead. You're riding through the desert. What are the conditions like in the desert?
The conditions are really bad because there is no place like you don't find any trees.
Mm.
I saw only one tree on the desert, only one.
Hmm.
For those good 7 days drive, I saw only one tree,
Wow.
and then one borehole, which is it's called well, like where they said in the Second World War. That's what we had, and then the soldiers built a well so that they could survive and get
Uh-huh.
water to drink in the middle of the desert. So that's the only water there, and it was only one. But it was so dirty to the extent that even a black jacket is even white than that water, you
Wow.
know. And the thing is, we carried water and gari with us. I don't know if people know gari. It's made with cassava,
Yeah.
it's a kind of a cassava powder. So
Mhm.
on we reaching that place, I realized that no, starch really it absorbs water from the body, right?
Uh-huh.
and then we are lack of water, and that means I shouldn't be eating, but rather should be getting something to drink.
Mm.
So I never touched my food. Those 7 days, no food, only water. But some
Wow.
people
So
mistake.
you didn't eat for 7 days.
No,
Oh my
no,
goodness. How did you survive? I mean, just water.
yeah, just water,
Wow.
just water. But definitely before you get to Sabah to relax and get food to eat and shower, you'll
Hmm.
be like a stick, just like that. You'll be really, really thin. Like, yeah, I wish I had those old pictures, but
Mm.
unfortunately I deleted them from Facebook and everything. So,
Wow.
because it was an eyesore,
Hmm.
Didn't want to see it anymore. It was not too good. Yeah.
So
So
where were the other people from? The other people that were traveling with you?
most of them were from Nigeria. Ghanaians, we were like, I think 7 or so.
Hmm.
Yeah. And some of them are from Burkina and some other countries that I can't really remember.
Okay. And Burkina, he
So
means Burkina Faso, which is
Burkina Faso, yeah, Burkina Faso.
and did you build relationships? You became friends with some of them?
Oh yeah, you have to become friends in order to survive.
Hmm.
That's what we said. Together we stand, but divided,
We
you know,
fall. Right.
fall. So we build together, we stand together, we help each other. And even on the journey going, there was a guy sitting close to the driver side, and then somebody hit the car, right?
Hmm.
For the car to stop because something fell down that we need to pick it up. And then the driver just came out and then just pulled up his short knife and cut the guys and the guy who was sitting close there because he thought it was the guy who hit the car that something has fallen. And he got pissed off and cut the guy's hand. And we had to bandage it with plastics and everything because there was nothing to do at that time. So we have to turn ourselves into doctors, turn ourselves to everything to just support each other to get back.
So one of the passengers' hands got cut off.
It didn't get cut off, but it was really deep cut.
Oh.
Yeah, because the driver thought like he knocked the car, so he was really pissed off. And it wasn't even him, it was somebody sitting next to him.
Uh-huh.
But because he was the one close, and that's like, yeah.
Wow.
So continuing the journey, you get to places where you have to beat the barrier, you have to dodge the police or the soldier to escape. And there are some places we were all like in one car, two cars, and they have to bring people from the other car and from our car to fit in another car, for us to enter in one car so that they can dodge the border,
Hmm.
you know. So they will drive other car to confuse the soldiers. So they will start pursuing those cars while these people will escape with us.
Man.
So that is how we got to Sabah, and then we had to stay in the ghetto. So when you get into the ghetto, people mostly call home and say, "Oh, I've been arrested by the police" or something
And
like that. Most of
which
them,
country? Which country is Sabah? Which country is Sabah in?
Sabah is in Libya. That's where the first place you enter when you're going from Niger. You enter Sabah before you go to
Okay.
Tripoli, which is the
So
capital town.
you went from Ghana to Burkina Faso and then Niger.
From Niger to the desert, and then even on the desert, there is a small country on the desert. Yeah, it's in a corner like that,
Mhm.
which is Chad. It's called Chad.
Chad, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we passed there as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we passed through Chad and then we entered Sabah.
Okay.
So that's where we stayed for long. We stayed there a couple of months and then we were able to continue our journey because the target is to get to Tripoli,
Hmm.
right? So when you get to Sabah, the drivers will go and sell you guys to another people and they will put you in a house, like in a ghetto, to ask you to pay money. If you don't pay that money, you're not going out. So
Wow.
this is why it is not good traveling through all this journey. Because when you get there, prison is even more better, right? The people are packed, they don't care how many people. This one is sleeping here, this one is sleeping there, the toilet is in the same room. They
Mm-hmm.
cook in the same room, mosquitoes, all those flies, everything just there, mounds, whatever it is, and you just in the same room with them. But lucky me, I just got there, called my father, and then my father just the next day they just went and paid the money, and they released me, and that was lucky me, and
Wow.
I came out. So I had to work
So
also
you are sold. You and the other people traveling were sold to some other people,
some other people for them
and
to
you
make
had to
profit.
stay in. You stayed in the prison or jail for how long? Like in a room for how long?
Oh, for me, I was lucky. It was just that night. The next day, my father paid the money.
Oh, okay. But for most people, how long would they
Most
usually?
people, we met people who were there for like a year,
Oh my
who have been
goodness!
there for a year. Yeah,
Wow.
who have been there for a year. There was one guy that said he stayed there for 2 years until the people got tired of him, and then they let him work. They let him free. They set him free to go.
Wow. This
Yeah,
is.
because I think um, none of his family was really paying attention, or they didn't care his
Mhm.
condition or state, and they don't believe that he's even been arrested. So the people got tired, and then they just let him go. Yeah,
Wow.
so the guy we met
So
was
do
really
they let these people out if you're in that room? Do they let you out during the day or anything to get some fresh air?
no, unless maybe they want to go and use you to work for themselves,
Uh,
then they
and they
will
don't
go
give
with
you any
you.
money from the work that you've done.
Um, like I think you get 30% from the work that they do. So maybe if you can save more the money to bail
Uh,
yourself. And that one you have to be even really good with the boss who bought you so that he will allow you to even go out to work. You have to behave a good child. You have to really submit. If not, it's not gonna work.
and then the money that you're saving, you still have to pay them. You still have to give
You
it.
have to pay them.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Yeah.
this is terrible. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy, but
Yeah.
that is the truth, and that's what people are really going through, and it's not really.
So yeah, you had mentioned that from some of the money that you had saved from work and you were helping other people there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so there was a guy when we were going right on the desert. There was a guy who has been in Libya before and went back home and was coming the second time.
Mm.
So this guy, I was so cool with them, and then I helped them a lot on the desert. Right, because we got to a place that we had to sleep on the desert, and that place they said there is these snakes under the soil, like under the desert, that can
Hmm.
really bite you and you will not survive it. So I told everybody to eat onions and then rub it on themselves to sleep. So after everybody sleep, and then I also rubbed my onions and then went and sleep in the middle of the people, you know,
Why
thinking that
do onions prevent the snakes from coming around you?
because I remember when I was, I think, 7 years old, they took me to northern part
Uh,
of Ghana, and then I heard that wherever there is onion, this was it snakes don't come there.
ah,
There is only a particular snake, I think they said is the onion snake or whatever it is that comes to the snake. Apart from that, no snake comes to where onion is.
oh, okay,
They don't go there because of, I don't know, maybe the scent or it's too
yeah,
powerful.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Wow, that's good to know.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of that, and I was just like, okay, let's just rub onion and just sleep. And it's
Hmm.
really, really, really painful to rub onion and sleep. It's really, really not good.
Mm.
So, but we got to do what to do to survive, and then we just did that. So when the guy went to Tripoli, he reminded me and came to pick me up. So when he picked me up, I was just like, I went there with him, worked with him, and he also wanted to take advantage of me. But I was strong-minded, so I didn't agree to it. So it turned into a little bit argument, and then I just move on to Sabah. No, I just move on to Jamabad al Sradi, which is like the market, the real market, like the center of Tripoli. And I
And
just
this is
moved
in
from that.
Libya, right?
Yeah, it's still in Libya.
Okay.
The places are like far away from each other because it's also a desert. Libya is still a desert. So it's
Yeah.
like You have to really drive far away to another city, just like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when I started working with one man I met at a place called Zuara, yeah, that was where I went to stay at the end. And then I started working with other people, making a lot of money. And then I remember the people that was like, I have to bring them out. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
call and ask who is the oldest in the ghetto, right? Like who have stayed there for long. They'll say this person. I'm like, okay, bring him out. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't care whether the person is from Nigeria or Ghana or which country. If you are really late, stayed there for long and nobody's helping you, I just paid your money and then I'll bring you out.
Wow.
So if I
God
can
bless you.
record,
God bless you,
yeah,
brother. Yeah,
amen.
because not everybody will have the heart and mind to be able to, look out for their fellow brother or sister. So, man. And
And
were there women on this trip as well?
oh yeah, there were women on the trip. There was okay in our trip there was only one lady, and even because of that lady, that is why we couldn't get even use of our own water that we bought with our money because
Uh-huh.
the driver was using it with the girl because he has been having sex with the girl on the road and like on the
Wow.
journey for 7 days, and all is just abuse. Like it's just like not like his girlfriend also. The lady is also traveling, but
Right.
he's taking advantage of the girl, and the girl cannot say no.
Wow.
You know.
And this
So
is a
she's using
young lady.
this also a young lady. Like I think she would be around 30 years or so that time, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he will be giving the water to the lady to bath with, the water that we bought to be drinking. So we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't access our own water. That made us drink that water. That was really dead. We don't even know what was dead inside that water, whether it's a human dead body or whether it's a vulture or whatever that was it, or a camel dead inside. We don't know. We
Mm-hmm.
just got to drink something to survive.
Yeah.
So it got to a time there was a guy who even got frustrated and wanted to kill himself on the desert. You know, he went and lie in front of of the car that the car should just hit him and kill him. And the car just mashes here, and then he got bruises, but he survived, and then got to put him in the car and then still drive on because there
My
is nothing to
goodness.
do than to drive on. So
Wow.
yeah, if you die, we just leave you on the road and just keep driving, just like that. If
Uh-huh.
you survive, we just keep going with you. Yeah,
Wow. So when you were in Libya, what kind of work were you doing?
I was doing plastering work. After the building, you got to plaster it and paint it. The thing that comes before the painting. So that was
Right.
what we were. Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
outside, inside, and then dressing it up. And they like storing buildings a lot. So it's always like either one storing building or two, one or two, one or two. It's always like that. Or it's a flow, like you flow it and then you have to come and just
Hmm.
plaster it and dress it up and make it nice.
And you're working how many hours a day?
It's not about hours. We wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and then we finish around 11 o'clock in the evening. You have only off on Sunday, only off on Friday, sorry.
Hmm.
Only Fridays we have off. The rest of the days we just working.
Wow.
Unless maybe unless you don't have a job. If you don't have a job, then you're in the house till you get another job.
That's about 18 hours just spending that amount of time just working.
Yeah. Because like you got to work to make money to survive there.
Hmm.
And people have goals. They want to work just 2 years and run back home, or 3 years. So they don't want to miss any opportunity that they get.
Hmm.
So it's actually like a contract. Okay, I've taken this building, I want to finish it. As if you finish it early, it's better for you. If not, if you finish it late, you spend the whole money on food again. Yeah,
Wow.
because the more you're working, you're cooking every day for the people to eat. And at the end, if it's five people working on one house and maybe you're taking 10,000, um, after everything, plastering and everything. If you're done in 1 month or 2 months, you're gonna minus all the food that all the expenses from the same money and share
Mm-hmm.
the rest. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't take it, you end up doing like cost 90 jobs. So what you're gonna do is like to make it finish as soon as possible so that you can get some money to save. But if you meet a good person, they can provide you with all the food and everything that you
Mm-hmm.
request. Yeah, and then at the end of the job, they will still pay you your own money. And there are some of them also you will work and they will never pay you. They'll even bring a gun out and chase you out, like
Mm-hmm.
live here, run life, or they'll kill you. So yeah,
Wow.
if you meet
People
the
like
good
you.
ones, they're really good. If you meet the bad one, it's really bad.
Wow. Yeah, if you're joining this live or if you're watching the replay, please make sure that you go ahead and like this video and share this video. If you appreciate this type of content, make sure consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, King Anand Ghana, and also Kofi has a channel. It's actually RID space EDI. You can also check out the channel. The link will be below in the description box. Make sure you click on it and check out the channel and consider subscribing to his channel as well. So Kofi, I've seen images and pictures of this situation that you're just describing. Sometimes somebody shares it on WhatsApp, and you just look at it in horror. Like, how is this modern day slavery still happening in this world that we live in? In 2021, something like this is still happening, and it's just crazy. So
It's
how long total did you work before you could actually buy your freedom?
I think I worked okay. This is what happened to most people, but didn't happen to me.
Okay.
If somebody pays your money and bring you out from that ghetto, that Saba, and bring you to Tripoli, you have to work with the person for them to take that money that they paid to bring you to Tripoli,
Mm-hmm.
right? Before they will leave you to go. But for me, when I came, I just worked on only one building and then I paid and I was like, I was out because the guy wanted to use me the same way they do to all the people. I was like, bro,
Wow.
my eye open with business, not today. I know what I'm doing. You
Yeah.
got to give me money and I have to live right now. So, yeah. And that didn't happen to me. So I worked on my own and then I was my own chef. And then I just help other people and I never take a dime from them. But one thing is, everyone that I help, they will say they are going to Italy. Everyone that I help after work, they will be going. They will leave me like 4 people, 3 to 4 people, I guess I help, and they were all left. And I was just kind of like, I don't want to die, so I'm not going. Right. So I was just scared with the Mediterranean Sea. So one day we were just lying down after work around 3, 2, 3 ish in the night. And then these guys just we call them asthma boys, they just entered into the room and then they just bring us out. They started beating us for no reason, trying to break my arm with guns, everything, and nothing happened to me, thank God.
Wow.
So when I was on the floor, they were beating me. The first thought that came to my mind, I was just like, hmm, if I had gone with these people, nobody would be beating me like this. So now it was like, if you go, you die. If you stay, you die. Which one would you
Mhm.
prefer? And I was like, it's always better to try and fail than not trying at all and fail.
Right.
That would be the worst. So I'm like, okay, if that is the case, then let me try. Let me just go. Right. And then I paid my money and then I had to go with them. And then I got arrested. And then I had to go and work, find other means and ways to come back to where I was before and paid my money, see the connection man, and they have to send me back also to uh, the camp that they have to forward me to the
Hmm.
ship so that I can come to Italy. And that is how I was able to escape there. So I worked for 2 years. Yeah.
Wow. So some of these stories that I've heard and images that I've seen, you usually have to go through the Mediterranean Sea. Was that your situation as well? Did you travel over the sea?
Yeah, I traveled over the sea. We have to, like, you don't have any option, but then that's the only way you can travel
Hmm.
through the sea.
To get to Europe,
Yeah,
right?
so I did, but people mostly die on the sea because of I don't know what happened, but when you get on the sea, I think there is maybe I believe in the spirituality things, so I think like there is something really that is not fine over there. People get there and they start vomiting. People get there, they start fighting and quarreling with each other. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes when they see the big ship coming, they all rushing to go out. And it's just a boat. When you rush to one side, it will just capsize.
Right.
So you have to be always on a balance, and that is what the people fail to understand.
Uh-huh.
So
And
with
us
us, God,
Africans, we don't know anything about what the sea and swimming and all that. We don't know all that stuff.
you understand, especially with West Africans, we are really not good with swimming. But when you are with the Somalians, the Gambians, these people really know how to swim. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
how long would you swim to survive on the sea? Just
Mm.
like you're in the middle of the ocean. How long? Where do you want to swim to?
Asemo, my brother.
Yeah, what I say. That is the problem.
Uh-huh.
So how long do you want to swim? How long?
Yeah. Even me, I've been in
Yeah,
America all this time. I still don't know how to swim.
bro. Same. I was trying to do it last year, right? I was trying to enter into a swimming course, and then because of the corona, we go lockdown. They will release us. We go back lockdown, and I'm just like so many restrictions. Go do corona test. Go do this before you go here. Before you move. I'm just like, bro,
Hmm.
let me just relax.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just not something easy, but that's how people get to die on the sea.
Hmm.
But when there is a place we got, and then we saw so many um, swimming, what do you call it? Life jacket. We saw so many life jacket and broken boats and all those stuffs on top of the sea. And then I was like, so when you get there, you just know that this is the place people normally die because you see
Uh,
like it's on
yeah.
the reef, on the water like that, and yeah.
My goodness. Okay, so you go through the Mediterranean Sea and then you end up where in Italy?
I end up in Italy, a place called Sicilia, and then I have to stay in Sicilia, and they took us to a place called Augusta in Sicilia, and then I was there for like I think 8 months, 9 months, something like that, and then I was like, let me just rush to um,
What were you
Spain.
doing over there? What were you doing in Sicilia?
We were just in a camp, in asylum camp, which is to seek an asylum.
Like
Yeah,
refugee
so
camp?
refugee camp.
Okay.
But the thing is, we have learned history in school and we know what refugees and everything. But I didn't know it still exists. We thought that it was back then when the war was going on and everything.
Hmm.
But we didn't know that it's still working. So when I just got there, they said go and seek asylum. I was like, I'm not mad. Why am I going to seek asylum? You know, I was like, I'm not mad. I don't seek asylum. And like, no, you have to seek for refuge so that
Oh,
the
you thought it
people,
was a place for crazy people, right? Like I saw.
the people,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
In Ghana they have all asylum dam. So it's
Exactly.
like for dumb people, I'm just
Right.
like, yo, bro, I'm not dumb, man. I'm not going there, you
Hmm.
know, until I get to realize that, oh shit, that's what they mean. And I was already in the queue, and they said, yeah, you have to find a nice story to tell them. If not, bro, they can jail you or something bad can happen. So I'm just like, ha, I will not go to jail. I didn't even know the story to say. I just have to create anything or say something just to,
Right.
make it work. And then I just decide to say something. And then,
So what story did you
unfortunately,
tell them?
I told them my father is a Christian, my mother is a Christian, my father is a Muslim, and then they are not really compatible. The family is arguing. They want to kill
Uh,
me. This person should go. Those kind of religious thing. And then I'm like, it's not working, right? And then the people didn't even believe me because the story was not making sense because I didn't even know what to say. So when we were in the camp, and then there were some people fighting in the camp. I don't want to mention a country name, but a particular country people were really fighting. They break all the house down, like the glasses, everything, because they said they need a visa. They have to go uh, to the capital. What's the name? Rome. They want to go to Rome, and they need a visa, and like pressuring the country to that
Hmm.
they have their right to get it because their countries um, in the World Union Organization, so they have to also get freedom of movement and everything. So they start
Wow.
breaking things and spoiling things, and then I'm just like, a place like this is not for me because things dealing with violence, I really don't like it.
Hmm.
So I was like, I don't want to be here, and my name will be on the record. Like, okay, when this was going on, you were there in this year, blah blah blah. So I'm just like, let me just move on from violence and just go find a peaceful place to live. So I was going to Spain, and then Austrians just saw me and they're like, you know what, you look so handsome, we want to have you here. And then they didn't let me cross. Yeah, so jokes aside, they didn't let me cross because the document I was holding was not permitted for me to travel with it. So I have to stay here and seek for another asylum again.
Hmm.
And that is what I did. And they kept on giving me negative, 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 negative from 2014 to 2017. And then I had the opportunity that I get some card that I had to use it to go to school. And then I started learning the language, and that was how we made it through. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Which language? What is there's an Austrian language?
Yeah, Austrian language, yeah, German.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same thing, German, yeah, German, yeah.
Okay. So now you've been in Austria how long?
From 2014 till today, which like 6 years. Yeah.
Wow. And how are
Six.
conditions over there for you?
Let's say in every country, if you don't have someone there, or if you don't know anyone, like if you don't have family around, it's really a little bit tough. Let's just be
Hmm.
honest, and let's not deceive the people, always making them feel like, yo, the people are in abroad and they are really enjoying and chilling. It's not as they see it, on the internet.
Right.
You know, there is a lot to it that people don't know because we always bring our best on the social media
Mm.
because we don't want to tell our stories because people feel like saying your story. It's like, even beginning with me, it was the same thing. You feel so weird, like, why do I have to say this for everybody to hear how I went through? It's like kind of a little bit shame, or
Hmm.
you are shy to say it, you
Right.
know. But at the end, your past is part of what made you today. It
Exactly.
built you up, you know.
Exactly.
But we forget to build on the positive side, and we always focus on the negative side, what people might think about us and what
Hmm.
they will see us, like, oh, you are even nobody, this is who you are, you have nothing. Yeah, I do have nothing, but I have myself, my life to live. I have a dream and a vision, that I
Right.
have to chill and focus. So that is
Right.
also most important thing about life that we have to realize.
Yeah.
It is
One of our
finding yourself.
Yeah, one of our viewers, Candid Jewel, just commented that you're a strong man, and that's definitely true because it takes a lot of strength to be able to go through everything that you've been through to be able to live to tell it. So yeah, God bless you, brother. I mean, it's
Thank you.
this is something that nobody should have to go through. You know, just because of the conditions in Africa and our perceived mentality, how we think of ourselves and what we think we can't do and what we think we can do. You know, we always look outside of ourselves to think that we need to go somewhere else in order to make it. You know, and what you said is definitely true. You know, your our past is part of who we are, and it made us who we are now. So everybody has a story, and that's the one of the main reasons that I brought you on here to tell your story, and also most importantly to caution other Africans, other young people like yourself, that we need to find a way to make it in our home, our environment where we are, not only just for ourselves, but also for the young ones coming up behind us. Because if we don't find a way to make it better and where we're at, it's just going to be the same. It's just going to be a cycle. We're going to be going through the same path that you went through. Some of the people probably didn't make it, having a really tough time wherever they are right now. And, they're just living a life that is nothing that, they're probably proud of, So, yeah, I'm glad that you're here to tell your story. But what can you, if anybody comes across this video, anybody back home, what will you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, what I would tell them is that there is always opportunity wherever you are. You just have to look around you and realize it. It's by realizing who you are and knowing your place. There you can find peace, and peace also comes from within. So I want people to start focusing on their self, on their life, and how to develop the plans you have.
Exactly.
You start from one before you get to somewhere.
Right.
You don't want to start from 100. You see somebody driving those cars, chilling, flexing around, and you think they didn't start it from the first day. They didn't start it the way you are seeing them. If they are to tell you their story, how they started and what brought them to where they are today, you will even shock yourself, So we should try to stop comparing ourselves to other people and just make a good and living from our own dreams, our own mind, and focus on ourselves and stop risking our life because it's not worth it.
Yeah. And I'm going to echo the sentiments that Kofi just shared with us right now. First and foremost, what I always say is know thyself, because if you really, really know and understand who you are, there's nothing that can stop you in this world. You got to develop your mental ability, because that's everything that you see in this world, everything that we are benefiting from, it came from someone's imagination. It came from someone's mind. So that's the first thing, that you got to develop your inner self first before you can benefit off of the things that you want in your life, the nice cars, a home, a nice family. It all starts from within. No matter where you are in the world, if you're in the poorest ghetto in Africa, you can make it. Just develop yourself, gain knowledge, reading. Everything that you want to do in this world is in a book. Read, and gain the knowledge, and that way you can make yourself better. Because if you really invest in yourself, you're your greatest investment. Invest in yourself first, okay? Because once you invest in yourself and you become the best you that you can be, anything around you will be easier for you to accomplish. So with that being said, on this channel, I create content as a way of bridging the gap between continental Africans and the African diaspora all over the world. Kofi has a channel right there. It's going to be right there in the description. Make sure you click on that link and then check it out. But thank you so much for those who joined this live. If you're going to be watching this later on the replay, please make sure that you comment below and let me know that you checked it out. Let me know where you're watching this from. But thank you so much for watching this live. Before we go, I just want to share this last thing with you. Not all Black people will stick together, but the ones who do will be the ones who will build the future.